You know, when the president signed 23 executive orders regarding firearms, one of them was he directed the CDC to study gun owners, okay? Because for every gun, there's an owner, right? All right. Now, why would he do that? Well, let's think about it. CDC. What does the letter D stand for in CDC? It stands for disease. And what that means, what he's telling you is that guns are a disease. And you are the spreaders of this disease. And what do we do with diseases, ladies and gentlemen? We stamp them out. Okay? See how they play this game, folks? Gun owners are a disease. That's why some folks I know of in like California, for example, when they take their children to the doctors are asking them on a questionnaire, are you a gun owner? Why is that? You got it. Because gun owners and guns are a disease. You're like AIDS. You're like the plague. And we need to stamp you out, is how the leftists think. You ever notice that whenever these politicians or the president or our loose cannon friend, the vice president, Mr. Gun Ban, Mr. Leader of the original assault rifle ban, Joe Biden, you ever notice when they give speeches, standing behind them are all these cops standing there in their uniforms? Okay? Well, most of the time it is chiefs of police from your super left-wing jurisdictions. You know, basically they're just monkeys wearing a police uniform. Okay? And they are beholden. They behold their jobs to the radical leftists who appointed them in office. And the left can appoint anybody as a police chief, and anybody in the radical leftist jurisdictions can become a sheriff. They can be voted into the sheriff's job even though they haven't spent 5 seconds in law enforcement. Okay, I'll throw out an example. San Francisco, of course, the current quote-unquote sheriff there just last year got convicted of domestic violence. Now, after the law that was passed by our geriatric, decrepit friend called Mr. Lautenberg from New Jersey, who's almost, I think he's getting ready to turn 90 years old, getting ready to retire, thank you God. Because of the Lautenberg Amendment, anybody convicted of domestic violence that is in law enforcement or military or who carries a gun for an occupation must be banned from guns. And so anyway, he's still sheriff, right? Oh, he's banned from guns. And if I'm not mistaken, the sheriff of San Francisco, when the police raided his house, they found 3 guns. Okay? Now his record shows that he was quote-unquote rabidly anti-gun. See how these leftists are? Rabidly anti-gun, but he's got 3 handguns at his house. And he's still sheriff at the time of this video. Anyway, what I'm saying is, whenever you see that, a lot of times they're chiefs of police from, you know, leftist occupied cities, and they try to present the image that law enforcement wants your guns banned. Well, no they don't. Okay? The police chiefs are nothing more than puppets. Okay? like this nut job in Chicago, the chief of police of Chicago, saying that, you know, gun owners are dangerous and the NRA is dangerous and, you know, all this crap. Okay? But they try to give that image to the sheeple that law enforcement wants your guns banned. Okay? Well, no, they don't. The rank and file officers, most of the time, do not want your guns banned. So do not buy into that crap. Now, like I said in the last video, why is it that our side can never counteract that? Okay, you only see Biden and the president and Feinstein and so forth and so on with all these actors behind them wearing police uniforms trying to give that image. Now, why doesn't our side hold a press conference? Okay, why doesn't the Republican Party, Tea Party types, as the left likes to call them, hold a press conference, and standing behind them, they can have all the sheriffs and all the police chiefs from around the country who are pro-freedom, who are pro-gun, standing behind them to present the same image. Folks, if I'm not mistaken, we can start with the Utah Sheriff's Association. And I believe they issued a statement saying that they will die for the Second Amendment. Let's get them up on stage, okay, as well as all the other sheriffs from all the other states and the police chiefs and police officers from all around the states. Let's start beating them at their own game, okay? We've got to counteract this, folks. You know, this standing still and biting our fingernails, and you know, we're buying up every round of ammunition that becomes available for double the price, and we're hunkering down and bunkering down and all this stuff. We need to non-violently counteract these folks. Okay, we need to use their own techniques against them. Okay, I mean, like I said before in the other video. And even on this one, you know, like how they try to give your co-workers and neighbors and bosses and all this other stuff the idea that you're diseased, you know, you're dangerous and all this other stuff. Here's another one in the likes of, you know, the People's Republic of California, or whether it be New York or any other states. They have a thing called a cooling off period. Isn't that nice? Cooling off. Now, why is that? Is that because they just brought the gun out of the blast furnace and you need to wait until the gun cools down? No. No, no, no. That's because they're telling everybody that you're a dangerous nutcase and you need to cool down, right? And regardless if you own 20 other guns, every time you go to buy a gun in these occupied states, you've got to go through a cooling off period. You know, as though your other 20 guns don't play into the factor. Okay, just more harassment, persecution, political sadism by the left. Oh boy. Oh, regarding the 23 executive orders, now I'm not an attorney and I'm guessing neither are you, but when they presented the 23 executive orders, they listed, okay, this is what the president has ordered, okay? And they listed the subjects of what he wants done. Now, I may be wrong, but usually when it comes to laws, or in this case executive orders, which to me are nothing more than personal opinions, but anyway, usually they come with entire pages and paragraphs of legal mumbo-jumbo. Because remember, at least 50% of all politicians are lawyers, okay? And these laws are drafted and scrutinized and written up by page after page after page of lawyers. So the 23 executive orders, it would be interesting to find out if there's more to them than just these titles, like President directs CDC to study gun owners, full stop. Okay, is there more to it than that? Is there like pages and pages and pages of documents that have not been released? You know, because you know how politicians these days, they don't even read the laws, they just sign them. They just vote in favor of them without even reading them. So anyway, we need to find out if there's more to these executive orders. Oh boy, what else? Oh, you know, people, like I said, you know, people are hunkering down, and it's like, what else can we do? Well, you know, like I've said before, have you yet joined the National Rifle Association or Gun Owners of America or whatever? You have heard all the arguments. I don't like what the NRA does, blah, blah, blah. Neither do I. I've said that before. But regardless, we are in a state of emergency, so to speak, in the firearms and freedom community, okay? So what can we do non-violently? Well, there's one of them that, you know, like I've said before, out of 80 million gun owners, we're now up to a whopping 4 million. I think the latest stats are, since the Feinstein scare, NRA increased its membership by, whatever, 500,000. Well, that's a nice start, but out of 80 million, 76 million, whatever's left, okay, we don't just need 500,000, folks. We need all hands on deck. We need to be increasing by the millions, not by the thousands. Okay, now, I'm going to try, at the time of this video, I'm going to try and include the links down below, okay? But I believe there's one gentleman from Sweden called Swedish Paracord Nut or something. And this gentleman lives in Sweden. And what did he do? He joined the American National Rifle Association. And as far as we know, he's the only person in Sweden that's an NRA member. We got people in Sweden joining the NRA, but you still haven't. This applies to those who still have not done this. Okay? This is craziness, folks. Okay? So, there's one thing that we can do. Or you can do. I'm a life member of the NRA. But anyway, that you can do. And that needs to be done right away. Don't delay. And what else is there? Anyway, I think I've rambled on enough, folks, for today, which is, what is today? The 22nd of February, 2013. And at this time, it's going to be interesting to see how the future turns out. Oh, one other thing before I go, just let me throw this in here too. Have you noticed, folks, that I know there's been talk about it, you know, what are these leftists trying to do? Okay? Are they trying to start some sort of a civil war? I mean, it's just amazing what they're doing. And I've noticed that, have you noticed the theme regarding this? That they're comparing President Obama to President Abraham Lincoln. Well, what was Lincoln known for? Well, he was the Civil War president. Okay? It's almost like they're suggesting this stuff. You know, I think he took the oath of office, his swearing-in ceremony twice, one on Martin Luther King's Bible, and then the other one was on Abraham Lincoln's Bible. That would be the Civil War president. You see the messaging that they're sending out here, folks? I believe it, like, whatever it was, the Golden Globe Awards, they had Spielberg's Lincoln video presented. And who was it that presented the movie? That would be former President Bill Clinton. So there we have another president, and I'm paraphrasing what Bill Clinton said. He said, Abraham Lincoln is an example or a guide for how current presidents and future presidents should behave. And what was that behavior? Civil war. Well, I'll tell you what, folks. This president and any of these other leftists are not Abraham Lincoln. No, 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 no. They are Che Guevara. When they march down, when the leftists march down the streets with their red flags with hammers and sickles on them, and their signs are written in red and black, right? What kind of t-shirts do they wear? They wear Che Guevara t-shirts of communist revolution. That's who they are. They ain't no Abraham Lincoln. They are communist revolutionaries. That's what they dream of. They dream of Red October. That's right. 1917 in Russia, Red October. That's what they dream of. That's who they truly are. And we all know what happened when they took over, right? You know, the 30 million murdered. Yeah. The murdering NKVD that later became the KGB, right? So, anyway, folks, it's getting real tough out there. We've got to get more intelligent, okay, and we got to get active, because I'll tell you what, they're coming in, they're closing in for the kill, and folks, keep thinking that if they give up their civil rights, that they'll be left alone. Ladies and gentlemen, look at history, not just today, but look at history. What is it that the left have proven time and time again? They are going to crush you. So given that in mind, there's only thing you can do with leftists, socialists, Marxists, whatever you want to call them, and that is you have to crush them before they crush you. Thanks for watching.